your suffixes and you have perfect prefixes. The nice thing here is you can just change your dominance to Eater of Worlds, guarantee that you can just use this currency to interact with suffixes only, and protect your prefixes without spending 2 divines a pop on meta mods, anything like that. So I can go for a 50-50 right here to try to remove the strength or the lightning res. We remove the lightning res. And then it can get very degenerate where you can go back here, craft back on, physical damage reduction, and exalt again. And okay, well, tier 8 fire res, not so good. And that's the basic flow right here. Now there's a third item, that is the Eldritch Chaos Orb. And this does the exact same thing. It's a full Chaos Orb, full reroll, but only for the suffixes or the prefixes. So Eldritch Chaos Orb right here, I'm guaranteed to only roll the suffixes, and I can use this until I get, 1 or 2 suffixes that I'm very happy with, without risking losing anything on my prefixes. And instead of crafting, prefixes can't be changed every single time using a Chaos Orb like that, we can just use the Eldritch one, and it saves us a lot of currency, rolling an item, 50-50. We usually craft an item suffixes first or prefixes first and do the other one. All right, so that is the power of Eldritch Influence and Eldritch Currency. There are so many implications with this. Many of them come with the power of meta mods, which is going to be a very big part of this video, which will be coming later. But I wanted to go over this first because this is probably the biggest single change that we've gotten so far since the previous video. It is 2 whole new sets of influence that give us very, very powerful implicits on our items, as well as the ability to craft only half at a time, which is very, very powerful. All right, next up, very, very simple, are Sacred Orbs. So these guys right here, this is actually the 2nd rarest currency in the game. Crazy enough, it's actually 3 times rarer than the Divine Orb, as said by Chris, but you can see that people don't really care that much about it. It only goes for 40 chaos, because all that it does is it re-rolls the inherent modifiers on a defensive item. So we'll see right here is it says armor. This will apply to armor, ward, energy shield, and evasion. Items will come with this inherent value that will modify, which sets the base value that then gets modified by things like the increased armor right here. So the actual armor on this item is 682, that is then increased by 53%. So we can use this Sacred Orb to influence this roll within this range and try to get up to 691 to get a perfect item. So for most people, most of the time, it's not the biggest deal, but you do want to look out for better rolls, especially if that is a primary defensive layer for you. It can mean the difference of like a full 1,000 evasion or 1,000 armor on an item, especially if you're stacking a lot of prefixes that are scaling that value on